We're going to call the meeting to order.
Adequate notice of this meeting was provided and published in the Asbury Park Press and the Ocean Star on January 16, 2026. Copies of the agenda were provided to the newspaper, posted on public bulletin boards and the Township website.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Councilman Albanese.
Here.
Councilman Menachino.
Here.
Councilwoman Rena.
Here.
Councilman Cohen.
Here.
Councilwoman Travers.
Here.
Vice President Ambrosino.
Here.
President Feynman.
Here.
Thank you.
I'm going to ask everyone to please rise for a pledge of allegiance, followed by a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. We accept the reports from the municipal officers, and I'm going to kindly ask the clerk to file.
Of course.
Thank you. And can I have a motion and a second to approve the minutes from the June 23rd, 2026 meeting?
I'll make a motion. Second.
Copy that. Thank you both. Roll call.
Councilman Albanese.
Abstain.
Councilman Menachino.
Abstain.
Councilwoman Rena.
Yes.
Councilman Cohen.
Yes.
Councilwoman Travers.
Yes.
Vice President Ambrosino.
Yes.
President Feynman.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. At this point, I'd like to invite the mayor up to the lectern. We have some presentations tonight.
Welcome, everyone. So happy to have some really fabulous presentations this evening. The first one I'm going to call up is Carmelo Britt. If you'd like to come on up and give him a preemptive round of applause. Carmelo is a Brick Township resident who will be entering the 8th grade at Veterans Memorial Middle School this fall. Recently, he participated in USA Football's 2026 Summer Series in Los Angeles. He competed in the 14U Boys Division representing New York. His team finished the tournament undefeated with a 5-0 record and won the championship. And in addition to earning a gold medal, Carmelo was named MVP and was selected to the all-tournament team. Carmelo has been playing flag football with SJ NFL in Brick since 2018 and currently plays for their travel program, Brick Elite. He has also been selected as an all-star for the Brick United Tackle Football. So we wanted to recognize him this evening, and I have a proclamation here in honor of your exceptional performance at the USA Football Summer Series in Los Angeles in June, where you helped your team go undefeated and capture the tournament championship. Your outstanding play earned you a spot on the all-tournament team and the Most Valuable Player Award. Therefore, I, Lisa Crate, Mayor of the Township of Brick in the County of Ocean, in the state of New Jersey, do hereby proclaim Friday, July 24th, 2026, to be Carmelo Britt Day here in the Township of Brick. And I call upon all residents to join me in wishing you continued success in all your future endeavors. We wish this to hope to see you out in the field. This is the important one. So I want you to make note of this night because if maybe, I don't know, 10 years from now, when you're watching the NFL live, you're going to be like, I was there the night he got that proclamation, for sure. So congratulations. Good job. All right. I'm just going to keep going. Please. Okay. All right. I would now like to please call up Kelly Napolitano. I got to put the glasses on for this one because I'd say it's small. All right, here we go. The strength and success of municipal government depends upon the dedication, professionalism, and integrity of all of its employees, whose daily work ensures and essential services are delivered. Public safety is protected, and the quality of life for all residents is preserved. These are not helping me this time. I need them off. All right, here we go. One employee who worked diligently for nearly 40 years, I know she doesn't look like it, to serve the people of Brick Township is Kelly Napolitano, who began her career with the township in November 1988. Some of you were not even born then. As a high school student through a work program. Kelly Napolitano was hired to be full-time employee in December of 1989 in the Public Works Department. In 1994, Kelly began working in the tax collector's office, where she would spend the remainder of her employment with the township, rising through the ranks to become the assistant tax collector in July 2019 and being appointed the tax collector in December 2020. Throughout her time in the tax collector's office, Kelly Napolitano spent countless hours becoming well-versed and knowledgeable about New Jersey's tax collection laws and regulations, enabling her to be an invaluable resource to residents and colleagues alike. Beyond her professional accomplishments, Kelly earned the admiration of her colleagues through her integrity, dedication, and tireless work ethic, while her warmth, compassion, positive attitude, and genuine care for others created lasting friendships and left an indelible mark on everyone fortunate enough to work alongside her. On June 30th, 2026, Kelly clocked out for the final time as an employee of the Township of Brick and began the next chapter of her life with her husband, Donnie, sons Nick and Alex, and her dogs, Daisy and Duke. Daisy and Duke are not here tonight. Just on a personal note, it has been such a pleasure working with you. And we wanted to call you like the 99er, Miss 99. She was right there. We round up. It's good. Miss 99. And I also want to say, all of the work that you did in that tax office, people hate paying their taxes. I'm not sure everybody realizes that in this room. But they loved your office, and they still do. And I think that's because of what you built within that office with not just yourself as a professional, but all the people you worked with and what you brought to everyone that came to your window. So I want to thank you personally. The residents of Brick would like to thank you. And now therefore I, Lisa Crate, Mayor of the Township of Brick, in the County of Ocean, in the state of New Jersey, in recognition of her outstanding career with the Township of Brick, and in heartfelt appreciation for her exemplary service, do hereby proclaim tomorrow, Wednesday, July 22nd, 2026, to be Kelly Napolitano Day here in Brick Township. And I ask everyone to join us in celebrating.
I just wanted to say thank you. It really has been an honor to serve this township my literal entire life. I miss everything about it already. It's in the short time that I've been not here. We have a beautiful town here, period. We have a beautiful town. We're very fortunate. And we have a beautiful workforce, and governing body that does their best for the town. That's it. Thank you.
Wait, no, you got a key? You got the whole, oh my God, you're gonna be able to lock the doors here? Because your fob doesn't work anymore.
My fob doesn't work anymore.
Here, you want to get a good shot?
Now I have a key.
Let's do last.
Back there with the governing body.
All right.
Come on, guys.
And then we'll come back for one with Kelly and her family. Bring your family.
It's a lie. They still make you pay. When you work and when you retire. Pay, always.
1 second, I gotta get my phone. Donnie, you got it?
Yeah, we're sneaking in. No, we're good.
Okay, family's up. I'll use your phone.
Nope.
Okay. Okay. 3 cameras, so hold on. Hold on. Okay. And then when we're done, we'll get, right, okay.
Oh, what's happening to my glasses? I suddenly couldn't see. I got it, yep. Okay. I'd like to call up Tara Paxton. Okay. Few employees of the Township of Brick have played a greater role in the everyday life of our community over the past quarter century. Oh, I don't like a word like that. Quarter century. Like that. 25 years, but more. Than Township Planner Tara Paxton. Tara began her career with the Township in May 2000 as the Assistant Planner, following several years working for the County of Monmouth. Over the past 26 years, Tara, one of New Jersey's most respected and accomplished land use professionals, has demonstrated an unwavering commitment to making Brick Township a better place to live, work, and raise a family. During her distinguished career, Tara was appointed Township Planner in 2018, has played an integral role in redevelopment initiatives, affordable housing compliance, grant administration, oversight of the Township's Community Development Block Grant Program, and countless other projects that have benefited our entire community. It would be difficult to find a resident whose life has not been touched by Tara's work. From helping secure and administrate more than $100 million in grants that have funded parks, infrastructure, and community improvement throughout Brick Township, to leading the township's successful participation in the community rating system, saving countless families money on flood insurance premiums. After more than 26 years of exemplary work, Tara Paxton will be retiring from the Township of Brick at the end of the day on Friday, July 31st, 2026. Ooh, I'm a little choked up there. Leaving a legacy of visionary planning, exceptional grant leadership, and an unwavering commitment to serving our community. Tara's colleagues will remember her not only for her remarkable knowledge and expertise, but also, if you know Tara, you know her infectious laugh that you will hear in or out of the room. You don't have to be in the room to hear it. Her generous spirit and willingness to help anyone in need. And again, on a personal note, I was elected to council in 2015, and we began working together shortly after that. And I have learned so much from Tara, more than I ever imagined that I could know. I've spent time with her on Land Use Committee. I've spent time sitting in her office asking her millions of questions, getting her opinion on things, because that's important. And she is so incredibly knowledgeable. And wherever you land after this, they are lucky to have you. So congratulations to you. Now, therefore, I, Lisa Crates, Mayor of the Township of Brick in the County of Ocean in the state of New Jersey, in honor of her remarkable and distinguished career with the Township of Brick and in appreciation of her exemplary service to our community, do hereby proclaim Friday, July 31st, 2026, to be Tara Paxton Day here in Brick Township. And you get a key, because your father will work anyway. Your key unlocks different doors. Okay. Different doors.
Our key unlocks different doors, Kelly. I promise, Lynette, I'll only say a few words. I always lie. No, thank you so much. I've been blessed. I've been blessed. I've been blessed to be a part of the Brick Township staff, to be friends with all of you and colleagues with all of you, and my friends and family who have supported me, and my students. I mean, I think I'm like, you know, populating the employees of Brick with some of my former students from Kane and Rowan. It's just been an awesome ride. You know, when people would ask me, you know, all around the country when I'm doing work nationally, they'd say, "Where are you from?" I'd say, "I'm from the Jersey Shore," and then I realized, like, you know, they pictured Snooki. So I then would say, I'm from the coastal New Jersey. You know, I live in a beautiful community on the water where the residents care about one another. I don't lock my door half the time. Don't tell anybody that. But, you know, I just have always felt safe and cared about and loved here. And I hope that I gave that feeling to all of you. Like Michael Fowler, my predecessor, said, you know, you're only as good as the staff who helps make you better. And I really feel like my staff has made me better. And I thank all of you. And I also thank the department heads and mayor and council, all the mayors and all the council who I've worked with, and township attorneys who've really helped me do the best job that I have tried to do. And I hope I've succeeded, and I hope that I've left things a little bit better than I found them. All of us. Yeah. Here, take this. Where are all the chairs? I don't know. How many people are here?
Skip the chairs.
Okay.
Executive decision making.
Good thing you're here. Late start didn't help.
We need a chair.
I heard it was great, other than, what's his name, choking.
Yes, Chris Winters.
Right?
That did happen.
Good night. Thank you. Congratulations.
Yes. Sleep, pretty.
So for those who don't wish to stay for the remainder of the meeting, now would be a good time to retire for the evening. Get it? Retire? Yeah. You can go ahead, Greg.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. All right, where are we at here? We're on the consent agenda.
So before we move on to the consent agenda, I'd like to take a moment to address something I believe is important to the way we conduct the public's business. Like most people, I rely on my cell phone every day, but it can be a distraction. The constant notifications, vibrations, temptation to check a message can pull our attention away from what matters most. When I sit on this dais, I believe the residents of our township deserve our full attention. They deserve to know that we are fully engaged in the discussions, listening to public comment, and focus on the decisions before us. That's not only a matter of professionalism, it's a matter of transparency and respect for the people we serve. My phone is always on silent, but beginning tonight, I'm making a personal pledge to turn my cell phone off and keep it face down and in public view for the duration of every council meeting. My full attention has always been and will remain on the business on this township. I'd like to invite my fellow council members to join me in making the same commitment. This isn't about criticism or blame. It's about setting an example and demonstrating to our residents that when we're on this dais, they have our complete attention. I believe the people of this township deserve nothing less than our full focus, our professionalism, and our commitment to conducting their business with transparency and integrity. With that, I'd like to ask each of my colleagues, beginning on my left, if they would be willing to join me in making this pledge. My phone is on silent.
I think that's a great idea. I will join you.
Thank
in
you,
this pledge.
Council Vice President Ambrosino.
Happy to be rid of it.
Councilman Cohen, do you wish to join? Thank you. Councilman Reyna, thank you. Councilman Minichino. Councilman,
I'm on call, so,
you're on call?
yeah, this is emergency,
Of course, totally understandable.
as long as you understand.
I understand. Thank you. And now we can move on to the consent agenda, and thank you all.
All matters listed under item consent agenda will be enacted by one motion in the form listed below. If discussion is desired on any item, this item will be removed from the consent agenda and will be considered separately.
Thank you. 5-1, please.
Authorize insertion of Chapter 159 National Opioid Settlement.
Councilwoman Travers.
Thank you, Council President. This resolution authorizes the insertion of a grant in the amount of $87,061.57 as part of a national settlement to resolve opioid litigation. These funds are specifically earmarked for opioid addiction programs and services. The township's last expenditure using these funds was for an ambulance. Thank you.
Thank you. 5-2, please.
Authorize appointment to Property Maintenance Board.
Councilman Minichino.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes the appointment of Daniel Newman to fill an unexpired term of James W. Hogan to the Township's Property Maintenance Board. Thank you.
Thank you. 5-3, please.
Authorize appointment of Municipal Housing Liaison.
Councilwoman Reyna.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes the appointment of Township Planner Robert A. Hudak as the Township's Municipal Housing Liaison. Mr. Hudak is assuming this role as a result of Tara Paxton's retirement. Thank you.
Thank you. 5-4, please.
Authorize contract amendment Public Defender.
Councilman Cohen.
This resolution amends the contract for Township Public Defender by removing Cleary Jacoby? Okay. Jacobs LLC, which the firm rescinded due to their award and service as a conflict prosecutor.
Thank you. 5-5, please.
Authorize resolution opposing S 1836 preempting local land use authority.
Council Vice President Ambrosino.
Thank you, Council President. This resolution opposes the NJ Senate bill that would permit religious organizations and tax-exempt nonprofit organizations to convert certain non-residential property to inclusionary developments with affordable housing, and would require municipal planning boards to permit conversions or partial conversions of eligible properties into inclusionary developments. We are against this. Thank you.
Thank you. 5-6, please.
Authorize resolution opposing S 1786, preempting local land use ordinances.
Councilwoman Travers.
Thank you, Council President. This resolution opposes the Senate bill that would preempt municipal zoning, treat accessory dwelling units as permitted uses, impose ministerial approval standards, limit municipal density controls, authorize accessory dwelling units as close as 5 feet from property lines, allow detached accessory units up to 20 feet in height, notwithstanding more restrictive local standards, override or impair planned residential development, expose municipalities to unnecessary administrative appeals, and compel approval of accessory dwelling units under statewide standards that fail to give adequate weight to Brick Township's local ordinances and land use policies. Thank you.
Thank you. 5-7, please.
Authorize receipt of bids, hydraulic hoses, and fittings.
Councilman Albanese.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes the receipt of bids for hydraulic hoses and fittings necessary to maintain heavy equipment, garbage trucks, plows, and sanders.
Thank you. Excuse me. Thank you. 5-8, please.
Authorize receipt of bids, Peterbilt parts, supplies, and repairs.
Councilman Mendicino.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes receipt of bid for Peterbilt parts, supplies, and repairs as needed for various repairs to the township-owned Peterbilt trucks that cannot be done in-house. This is mostly due to the fact that the repairs require specialized equipment and training. Thank you.
Thank you. 5-9, please.
Authorize receipt of bids, step parts, supplies, and repairs.
Councilman Cohen.
This resolution authorizes the receipt of bids for step parts, supplies, and repairs as needed for various repairs to township-owned step equipment, including tar crack sealer and asphalt recycler, which are used almost every day. These repairs cannot be done in-house due to the specialized nature of the equipment and require training.
Thank you. 5-10, please.
Authorize receipt of bids, Riviera Beach Point roadway resurfacing.
Councilwoman Travers.
Thank you, Council President. This resolution authorizes the receipt of bids for the Riviera Beach roadway resurfacing project. The project scope includes Kelly Avenue, Willow Avenue, Newark Avenue, and 23rd Avenue. Thank you.
Thank you. 5-11, please.
Authorize receipt of bids, snow removal services.
Councilman Cohen.
This resolution authorizes the receipt of bids for snow removal services. The current 3-year contract will expire on November 10th, 2026.
Thank you. 5-12, please.
Authorize rejection and rebid public safety uniforms and equipment.
Councilwoman Travers.
Thank you, Council President. This resolution authorizes the rejection of bids and rebid for public safety uniforms and equipment. On May 20th, 2026, the township received bids for this service. 2 bids were received, one from a company in Camden and one from a company in Lexington, Kentucky. The bid includes requirements for measurements to be taken on the vendor's premises. Currently, officers are responsible for traveling to the vendor's location for the fittings. However, that is not feasible. Therefore, the township will be rebidding the service with language that allows for the vendor to schedule on-site measurements at the municipal complex. Thank you.
Thank you. 5-13, please.
Authorize award of contract, purchase and delivery of 2 Chevrolet Silverado vehicles.
Council Vice President Ambrosino.
Thank you, Council President. This resolution authorizes the award of a contract to Pellegrino Chevrolet of Westville, New Jersey, in the amount of $97,140.50 for the purchase and delivery of 2 Chevy Silverado trucks for the EMS Rescue Department. Thank you.
Thank you. 5-14, please.
Authorize grant application and agreement with NJDOT 2027 Municipal Aid Program roadway improvements to Upper Lake Riviera.
Councilman Mendicino.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes an application to the NJDOT Municipal Aid Program for roadway resurfacing in Upper Lake Riviera, specifically Aurora Drive, Briar Maurer Drive, and Amherst Drive. Thank you.
Thank you. 5-15, please.
Authorize Complete Streets Program.
Council Vice President Ambrosino.
Thank you, Council President. This resolution authorizes the township to develop their Complete Streets program to provide safe access for all users, including pedestrians, bicyclists, transit vehicle users, and motorists, by designing and operating a comprehensive integrated, equitable, connected, multimodal network of transportation options. Thank you.
Thank you. 516, please.
Authorize adoption of Vision Zero initiative.
Councilwoman Travers.
Thank you, Council President. This resolution authorizes a Vision Zero initiative. Its guiding principle is that deaths and injuries caused by traffic crashes should be treated as a public health problem that can be eliminated through better planning and not as an inevitable byproduct of the vehicle-based transportation system. Thank you.
Thank you. 517, please.
Authorize shared services agreement with Borough of Manaloking, use of firearms range facility.
Councilman Cohen.
This resolution authorizes the shared service agreement between the Borough of Manalocan for use of the township's firearms range. The township will be reimbursed for the use of the range.
Thank you. 518, please.
Authorize 2026-2027 plenary retail consumption liquor license with restrictions to Tuscany Restaurant and Bar.
Councilman Albanese.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes a 2026-2027 plenary retail consumption license with restrictions to Tuscany Restaurant and Bar.
Thank you. 519, please.
Authorize 2026-2027 plenary retail consumption liquor license Arrowhead Inn.
Councilwoman Reyna.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes a 2026-2027 plenary retail consumption license to Arrowhead Inn. Thank you.
Thank you. 520, please.
Authorize 2026 mobile home park license JSM at Martin Boulevard LLC.
Councilman Cohen.
This resolution authorizes the renewal of a mobile home park license to JSM at Martin Boulevard LLC for the mobile home park located at Route 88 and Jack Martin Boulevard.
Thank you. 521, please.
Authorize special events permit Happy Days Preschool Summer Fest.
Councilman Minikino.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes a Happy Days Preschool Summer Fest from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. July 25th at the school on Route 88. Thank you.
Thank you. 522, please.
Authorize special event permit St. Paul's Blessing of the Animals.
Councilman Albanese.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes a special event permit for St. Paul's United Methodist Church to hold a Blessing of the Animals event on October 4th, 2026. The event will be held from 1 and 5 p.m. at the church of on Herbertsville Road.
Thank you. 523, please.
Authorize special event permit St. Dominic's Feast Weekend.
Council Vice President Ambrosino.
Thank you, Council President. This resolution authorizes a special event permit for a feast weekend event from 1 to 6 p.m. on August 7th through August 9th at St. Dominic Church located on Old Squan Road. Thank you.
Thank you. 524, please.
Authorize special event permit St. Paul's Car Show.
Councilman Minikino.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes a Gears and Grace Car Show from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. August 8th at the church on Herbertsville Road. Thank you.
Thank you. 525.
525A is an inspection fund release for Block 446.01, Lot 7, in the amount of $60.43.
Thank you. 526.
26A, 100% DAV widow or veteran deduction at Block 161, Lot 214. 26B is 100% DAV widow or veteran deduction at Block 380.14, Lot 36. 26C is a tax exemption at Block 548, Lot 5. 26D is an overpayment in 2026 at Block 953, Lot 11. And 26E is also an overpayment in 2026. This one is at Block 1297.53, Lot 35.
Copy that. Thank you. That brings us to the end of the consent agenda. Can I have a motion and a second on the consent agenda?
Motion.
Second.
Copy that. Thank you both. Open to council.
I'll say something.
Yes, Councilwoman Travers.
I know last meeting, we had all tabled the Vision Zero and Complete Streets, and I just wanted to share some of the information that I went back and reviewed just so there's clarity for everyone. I just wanted to talk about the fact that supporting the Vision Zero initiative, in my opinion, it's a simple choice because the goal's simple and straightforward, but it's reducing serious injuries and fatalities on our roadways. It's a data-driven public safety initiative that focuses on identifying high-risk areas and implementing practical improvements that help protect everyone who uses our roads. This includes not just the drivers, but pedestrians, cyclists, and our first responders. I also wanted to make an important distinction about what Vision Zero is and what it is not. Vision Zero is a public safety strategy aimed at reducing traffic deaths and serious injuries. The Complete Streets program is the planning approach that considers the needs of all roadway users when streets are built or improved. So Vision Zero and Complete Streets, they work together. Vision Zero is not a mandate to narrow every roadway, eliminate travel lanes, install traffic cameras, or apply a one-size-fits-all solution. The roadway improvements will be evaluated on a street-by-street basis, taking into account local conditions, traffic patterns, and engineering data. What makes sense on one roadway may not make sense on another, but every decision will reflect the specific needs of the street in question. Supporting Vision Zero means supporting evidence-based solutions that can help prevent tragedies while maintaining practical transportation options and respecting the character and needs of our community. For me, I know that supporting Vision Zero is a no-brainer. When we have the opportunity to use data, sound engineering, and thoughtful planning to make our roads safer and prevent serious injuries and loss of life, we have a responsibility to do so. So I know for me, by voting yes, this does not improve a singular project, but instead opens the door to grant opportunities that can help our town begin making these meaningful safety improvements and put those proven solutions to work. So thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else from the council? I would like to, were you going to?
You know what, because Councilwoman Travers mentioned the planning aspect of both of these resolutions, Complete Streets, I'll add a couple of things as well, right? I think it's very important to remember, as we've learned, that with the Complete Streets program, which is a state-level program, though there are some national aspects to it, we in Brick Township still create our own program. We get to do so based on what's right in our town. No one will tell us what to do. And we ultimately get to choose which projects we will submit for grant funding as well, again, based on what's right for our town, what our residents think is right. You know, it could be something like supporting the Safe Routes to Schools program, which I personally think is very important. But ultimately, the biggest benefit of participating in these is that it opens up literally tens of millions of dollars of access to grant funding, so that when we do choose one of these projects that is the right fit for town, we can conduct those projects without burdening our taxpayers, right? It's the only way that we're going to be able to make some of these substantive changes reality. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm going to also add my comments. So I'm also voting in favor of Complete Streets and Vision Zero, because similar to Councilwoman Travers, I believe our roads should work safely for everyone. Drivers, pedestrians, cyclists, seniors, children, people with disabilities, and those who rely on public transit. Supporting Complete Streets does not mean every road will be redesigned or that cars become less important. It means that when we invest in our streets, we thoughtfully consider how people of all ages and abilities use them. The goal is to improve safety, increase accessibility, and create transportation networks that better serve the entire community. Complete Streets policies are intended to incorporate those considerations into future roadway projects as appropriate, rather than applying the same design everywhere. A yes vote does not approve a specific construction project or require immediate changes to any roadway. It establishes a policy that guides future planning and encourages engineers and decision makers to evaluate the needs of all users whenever roads are built, reconstructed, or significantly improved, basically ensuring there's an updated checklist to review. Conversely, a no vote means choosing not to adopt that policy framework. It leaves the town without a formal commitment to routinely considering the needs of pedestrians, bicyclists, transit users, seniors, and people with disabilities as part of future transportation planning. Road projects would continue to be evaluated under existing practices rather than through a Complete Streets policy. Having policies in place can help with the issue we experience, for example, with the left-hand turns into Wawa off of Route 88 as a real-life example. For me, this is about making thoughtful, fiscally responsible investments that improve safety, mobility, and accessibility over time. I believe adopting a Complete Streets policy helps ensure that future infrastructure decisions are made with the needs of the entire community in mind, while still recognizing the important role our roadways play for drivers and local businesses. This policy has nothing to do with traffic surveillance or higher density planning. It is strictly safety for everyone. Ultimately, my vote is about planning for a safer, more connected, and more accessible community for everyone who lives, works, and visits our town. Thank you. Anyone else from council? Seeing none, close council. Open to public for questions on the resolutions only. Seeing none, close public. Roll call.
Councilman Albanese. Yes. Councilman Menachino.
Yes.
Councilwoman Rena.
Yes.
Councilman Cohen.
Yes.
Councilwoman Travers.
Yes.
Vice President Ambrosino.
I vote yes.
President Feynman.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. 527, please.
Be it resolved by the Township Council of the Township of Brick that the following bills be paid and that the mayor and clerk be and are hereby authorized to draw orders on the treasurer for the amounts of the same. Computer bill resolution in the amount of $40,966,706.86.
Thank you. Can I get a motion and a second on the computer bill resolution?
Motion.
Second.
Copy that. Thank you both. Open to council. Seeing none, close council. Open to the public for questions on the computer bill resolution. Seeing none, close public. Roll call.
Councilman Albanese.
Yes.
Councilman Menachino.
Yes.
Councilwoman Rena.
Yes.
Councilman Cohen.
Yes.
Councilwoman Travers.
Yes.
Vice President Ambrosino.
Yes.
President Feynman.
Yes. Thank you. 528.
Be it resolved by the Township Council of the Township of Brick that the following bills be paid and that the mayor and clerk be and are hereby authorized to draw orders on the treasurer for the amounts of the same. Manual bill resolution in the amount of $4,415,472.06.
Can I get a motion and a second on the manual bill resolution?
Motion.
Second.
Copy that. Thank you both. Open to council. Seeing none, close council. Open to the public for questions on the manual bill resolution only. Seeing none, close public. Roll call.
Councilman Albanese.
Yes.
Councilman Menachino.
Yes.
Councilwoman Rena.
Yes.
Councilman Cohen.
Yes.
Councilwoman Travers.
Yes.
Vice President Ambrosino.
Yes.
President Feynman.
Yes. Thank you. Moving on to item number 6.1.
An ordinance of the Township of Brick, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, amending the Township Code of the Township of Brick, Chapter 175, Article 30, Section 7, entitled Recreation Program Fees for Programs Enumerated. Is that Article 30? Oh,
What's
it's
that?
Article 3. It's Article 3.
Yeah,
I'm
Article
sorry.
3.
Yeah, okay, sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
All right,
I'm going to forgive it this time.
yeah.
Sorry, Councilwoman Travers.
Thank you, Council President. The Township's Recreation Committee reviewed for the fee ordinance that has not been updated, in many years. Highlights of the proposed ordinance include increasing the non-resident fee for the use of Drum Point Sports Complex, increasing the hours for field use available at Bernie Cook Park, Hank Wilnoski Park, and Herbertsville Park, sets a fee for light usage at the fields, as well as the cost for maintenance workers. The ordinance also defines the term resident organization as those who primarily serve Brick youth. The fee for the use of Civic Plaza is also being updated to cover the cost for staffing. Thank you.
Thank you. Can I have a motion and a second on just this ordinance?
Motion.
Second.
Copy that. Thank you both. Open to council.
I'll just make a quick comment. I hope everybody understands that what we're trying to do here is ensure that the fantastic parks and recreation areas that we have in town are more accessible to our community and give priority to our community. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else from council? Seeing none, close council. Roll call.
Councilman Albanese.
Yes.
Councilman Menachino.
Yes.
Councilwoman Rena.
Yes.
Councilman Cohen.
Yes.
Councilwoman Travers.
Yes.
Vice President Ambrosino.
Yes.
President Feynman.
Yes. Thank you. Item number 6.2.
An ordinance of the Township of Brick, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, authorizing the acceptance of the donation of property known as Block 213.08, lots 8, 9, and 10 for no consideration.
Thank you. Councilwoman Reyna.
Thank you. This resolution accepts the donation of Block 213.08, lots 8 and 9 as open space. This is a result of the letters Brick Open Space Savers sent out in September asking for donations of land in the marsh. Thank you.
Thank you. And can I have a motion and a second on this ordinance?
Motion.
Second.
Copy that. Thank you both. Open to council. Seeing none, close council. Roll call.
Councilman Albanese.
Yes.
Councilman Menachino.
Yes.
Councilwoman Rena.
Yes.
Councilman Cohen.
Yes.
Councilwoman Travers.
Yes.
Vice President Ambrosino.
Yes.
President Feinman.
Yes.
Thank you.
Item number 6.3, please.
An ordinance of the Township of Brick, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, authorizing the acceptance of the donation of property known as Block 222.16, lots 23 and 24 for no consideration.
Council Vice President Ambrosino.
Thank you, Council President. Similarly, this resolution accepts the donation of Block 222.16, lots 23 and 24, as open space. This is also the result of the letters that the Brick Open Space Savers sent out back in September asking for donations of land in the marsh. Thank you.
Thank you. And can I have a motion and a second on this ordinance?
Motion.
Second.
Copy that. Thank you all. Open to council. Seeing none, closed. Council roll call.
Councilman Albanese.
Yes.
Councilman Menachino.
Yes.
Councilwoman Rena.
Yes.
Councilman Cohen.
Yes.
Councilwoman Travers.
Yes.
Vice President Ambrosino.
Yes.
President Feinman.
Yes. Moving on to item number 7.1, please.
An ordinance of the Township of Brick, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, authorizing the acceptance of the donation of property known as Block 241.22, lots 11 and 12 for no consideration.
Thank you. Councilwoman Travers.
Thank you, Council President. This ordinance accepts the donation of property in the Mandalay section. This is a result of the letters Brick Open Space Savers sent out in September asking for donations of land in the marsh. Thank you.
Thank you. Can I get a motion and a second on this ordinance?
Make a motion.
Second.
Copy that.
Either way.
Thank you. Open to council. Seeing none, close council. Open to public, just on this ordinance only. Seeing none, close public. Roll call.
Councilman Albanese.
Yes.
Councilman Menachino.
Yes.
Councilwoman Rena.
Yes.
Councilman Cohen.
Yes.
Councilwoman Travers.
Yes.
Vice President Ambrosino.
Yes.
President Feinman.
Yes. Item number 7.2.
An ordinance of the Township of Brick, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, amending Chapter 191 of the Township Code entitled Fire Code to revise certain fees, permit requirements, inspection requirements, fire safety provisions, enforcement provisions, and penalties.
Thank you. Councilman Cohen.
Fire Subcode Official Kevin Batesel requests the council to consider updating Chapter 191, Fire Prevention. The code has been in place since 1985 and was last updated in 2016. The code itself needs to be updated to reflect the current state uniform fire code.
Thank you. Can I have a motion and a second on this ordinance?
Motion.
Second.
Copy that. Thank you both. Open to council. Seeing none, close council. Open to public on just this ordinance. Seeing none, close public. Roll call.
Councilman Albanese.
Yes.
Councilman Menachino.
Yes.
Councilwoman Rena.
Yes.
Councilman Cohen.
Yes.
Councilwoman Travers.
Yes.
Vice President Ambrosino.
Yes.
President Feinman.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on to item number 8, public comments.
Please note that each person addressing the council during any section of the meeting during which public comment is permitted shall limit his or her remarks to 5 minutes pursuant to Brick Township Administrative Code, Section 2-33B.
Thank you. Is there anyone from the public who'd like to come up with some comments? Yes, the young lady in front.
Thank you, Council President. I just want to thank the council for unanimously approving the Complete Streets policy and the Vision Zero initiative. You made me work hard for it, really hard, but I think it clarified that we do have a problem in this town with traffic safety, and the first step to addressing that problem is through the adoption of this policy and this initiative, so that we can lead in partnership with the state of New Jersey and the County of Ocean, who is, we're told, also about to adopt the Complete Streets policy after working on a safety audit with New Jersey Transportation Authority. And it'll put us in a really wonderful position to apply for new federal funding, which requires the Complete Streets policy as a prerequisite that we've never been able to apply for before, in concert with them to solve some of the really, really important traffic safety issues that we have in our town. It is, not good enough anymore for us to say, well, the county owns those roads or the state owns those roads. The residents of Brick live here and deserve us to lead and work in cooperation and partnership with them, and you've given us the tools to do that now. With the adoption of the resolution, the land use staff now has additional power in their hands when assessing development applications by allowing the board professionals to use checklists to inform the board professionals and the board members, the planning board and the board of adjustment, of how good a project is or whether it falls short in impacting traffic safety in our community, which will give them more power to decide on these really tough grant applications that we're seeing come before us. And it also gives us those extra points and the policy to be more competitive with communities who are all competing for limited resources and grant funds. So I thank you very much. I really much appreciate it.
Thank you.
Just
Thank
wanna
you for
take
your.
One quick exception to what she said.
Please.
Ms. Paxton, for the past 20 years, you have only ever worked hard. We are going to miss you.
Yeah, and thank you again for your expertise on this matter and everything we probably have ever spoken about. So thank you. Anyone else from public? Yes, sir.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Thank you for having me. Vin Palmieri, 451 Drum Point Road. I had something completely written up for tonight, and I prepared for a few days, but I just wanted to say the policies for Vision Zero and the Complete Streets policy, I believe, in a planning perspective, is a complete slam dunk. I think they're great policies, and you'll notice it in many counties and municipalities throughout the state that have adopted these policies really have become transformative in New Jersey. There's so many benefits that can't even be noted. This is just a great start, and I just wanted to say I support these two resolutions that were adopted tonight, and I think one suggestion that I might have is that a lot of our bus drivers and public works employees in town, they have a great perspective on the local roadways. I think maybe surveying them and through a public and through a surveying process would really be beneficial to this policy and bringing it forward to the next level. So just want to thank everyone for tonight, and I think this is a great start.
Awesome. Thank you, Vin.
Thanks.
Anyone else from public? The gentleman in the gray shirt, I think you had your hand up before. Yeah.
Can I bring something up?
Yeah, you could bring something up, like a little show and tell.
No.
Oh. So,
Neil Mammon, 1237 Herkimer. I'd like to say I've been a owner resident in Brick for a touch over 40 years, 10 in Evergreen Woods, 32 or so where I'm at now, and up until recently, I've never locked my doors either. Now I do. And this is over the sober houses. There's 3 in my neighborhood now. My neighborhood is less than 200 homes, and I think my neighborhood is bad because it's half-acre lots, and it seems like that's what's needed for these homes. As of now, there's 2 more houses in development for sale. Another one that caught on fire year and a half, 2 years ago, is being rebuilt with a 3rd floor on it. I think one of the resolutions might have touched on these things, and I was just wondering how it's going, and is anything going to be out? Last time, allegedly, this couldn't be stopped because some kind of thing run by the state. I'm hoping that we could stop this from happening before I end up with 6 sober houses in my community. That's all.
was there a resolution tonight you're talking about?
I
that
thought
talked about
I
it?
don't know, I wasn't totally,
Okay,
So
yes, please.
we've been in contact with Vin Gopal because he was able to give us some guidance. We've spoken with other residents. I don't know if you were here the night that the other residents came. Did we
Yes.
get to talk to you that night?
Yeah.
So we said that evening, we can't go back in time, but we can look forward.
Yeah, I
And there
understand
is a possibility of us passing a resolution that would go through land use that would discuss being able to essentially, hopefully put a halt to the sober living homes that may be going into your into your neighborhood. So we have it's being looked at by legal right now, and then it'll go through land use, and then we should be able to present it as a formal resolution or ordinance? I think it's an
It would
ordinance.
be an ordinance, and it would
Yeah.
be part of the zoning code, and what the effect does, the sober living homes are regulated by the state, they're licensed by the state. So we can't affect that part, but what we can do is limit the number of homes that are in any particular neighborhood.
Sure, I wouldn't expect the 3 to be taken out, although I wouldn't mind it. But I will say that, except for a little bit of commotion every now and then, they've been fairly well behaved. Although there has been a police presence in there, I think in the last month, of possible car break-ins, which has never happened before. And same thing, my biggest concern, I know my neighbors. I don't know these people, and they come and go, and I don't want to know, so it's a strange situation. But hopefully they could stop before the whole thing is full of sober houses, because the land meets the state's criteria, I believe.
That's what we'd like to work to do, absolutely, yes. You got a lot of eyes in that neighborhood, too.
Yeah, I know I do.
Yeah,
Thank
so
you.
thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor, for looking into it. Anyone else from public? Yes, sir, in the red shirt.
Hi, my name is Carlos Martins. I'm actually from Jackson. Yeah.
I like your shirt, by
Thank
the
you.
way.
Yeah. I have another one that says I don't need AI because my wife knows everything.
That's
I
awesome.
think I like that one better. Okay. Yeah, but the reason I'm here is because I do have some friends in Brick. And, the fact is, what happens in Brick doesn't stay in Brick. We're all neighbors, right? Jackson, even Howell, different township. I do plan on coming around a little more, because what you guys do impacts us, right? Especially with environmental things and certain resolutions that you pass. So I plan to come up here. By the way, in my family, you are known as the copy that councilman.
Hey, all right.
So
Copy that. Thank you.
You're famous now.
Nice.
So that's good. The one thing I did want to mention, it's really just to praise you guys, is the fact that you open up when it comes time to pay the bills, right? You open that up to the public before voting, right? Jackson doesn't do that, and I think that's a great thing. We all townships in Ocean County are struggling with the budget, right? Well, we have financial issues. And the only way you're going to get around it is to scrutinize those bills. And I praise you guys for opening that up. I try to do that in Jackson, but I have to use my last 5 minutes, that 5 minutes at the end, which I have for other things. So I just wanted to praise you guys for that. And hopefully I'll see you more often. Thank you.
All right. Copy that. Thanks.
All right, copy that.
Anyone else from public? Yes. Yes, the young lady.
Bren Swanson, Lanes Mill Road. I'm here to talk about Lanes Mill Road again. You guys said that you were going to look into it. You're going to talk to the county, and I would like an update on what is going on, because I've seen nobody working on those lights for the school, and in no time, the school will be open. We'll have the big long line in front of our house around the corner that goes all the way to Herbertsville Road. So if you could just update us, because it's doesn't seem like anything's changed.
Yes, so we did meet with the county. It was myself, our business administrator, we had traffic safety with us, the chief of police was with us, township engineer, the county, we had a whole group of people at the table. There was a lot of discussion about what all of those schools look like. I can't speak to the light changing as far as the regular stoplight, but with regard to the lights that are school safety lights.
That are not working.
Those, no, correct. So we said we would have those done by September. So we're only on July 21st today, right? We still have over a month to get that done. And our police and the county have assured us that those lights will be replaced. So we will I'll reach back out again to see where they're at with that. But we were assured that they would be replaced. So that was definitely part of the discussion. So I want to assure you we did
Yeah,
talk about that.
I
Yes.
mean, you turn that corner and people speed right in front of the school and
Yes.
it says it's only 25 miles an hour when the light's on and it hasn't been on for over 2 years.
Yes. No, we know. We are.
It's a
we do.
problem.
We totally understand. That was a big part of our conversation. So one of the things that we also clarified at that meeting was one of the reasons that it has not been fixed in however long was because there was not a direct chain of command that people understood. It went from one person to the next and got pushed to the next. And that was one of the things that we clarified at the meeting was how we would deal with those future outages and how they could be repaired quickly and efficiently so that we're not waiting 2 years for something to get fixed. So my understanding of the light across from Lanes Mill, and you can correct me, Ms. Bergen, if I have this wrong, is I think we said that one is just going to be full out replaced. I don't think they had parts for that because it's pretty old and they didn't have the parts to make the fix for that one. So I believe that one's going to actually be replaced.
And the one in front of Herbertsville?
Same. They should both be fixed, replaced or fixed. That was absolute at the meeting, yes.
Was speed limit changed, discussed?
So that has to go, the speed limit change would have to be voted on, it would have to come from the county for us to do a resolution to vote on. That hasn't come from the county yet. We did discuss having speed limit reduction on that road, and they were amenable to that. Where they're going to land on that, I don't want to specify, but it will be less than 40 miles an hour.
Anytime soon?
It will be, I don't know when they have to give us the,
I think what they mentioned was the traffic study, they actually wanted it to be done when school was in session, because the numbers
I mean, they
now-
came to they did like what they
Yes.
said.
Yep.
They came and sat on our lawn. They sat there for an hour and we saw 6 K-turns in the middle of the road and a lot of craziness. I mean, it doesn't take that long to see how many things are not going right.
Well, they did report on that visualization and visit at your house, and that was an illustration for them about why they have to do the study when school's in session, because if they sat on your front lawn now, they wouldn't see the same things. So their opinion was the traffic study would be better suited during school season, so I don't think we're gonna have the speed limit change until after September.
So we just wait till it all happens again and then we watch and then we can do something about it.
The lights are gonna be done then.
the lights will be done by September.
Okay.
And then it's really, it's in the county's hands, and we're working with the county to work on that speed limit reduction. We can't reduce the speed limit, so we're working with the county on their time frame to do that. And they're
Do you have another
working with
meeting
us.
scheduled or?
We don't have another meeting scheduled, if I'm being honest, because we discussed how they were, what they were going to do with regard to doing the speed study and also revisiting it once school starts, what everything looks like. We had also had Dr. Farrell there, and we were trying to come up with alternative plans because the roadway is what the roadway is. But the school setup for how they receive those cars is really on the school end. And what we can do with this, what the schools can do to perhaps accept more cars into the driveway in order to prevent those K-turns, or to change the traffic pattern at the high school so that you can feed more cars into the actual high school parking lot and they're not jammed up, blocking visuals as people are trying to drive, or stopped completely waiting for things to go through. So we had a lot of discussion about that as well. You may want to, as far as the school changes go, we can't
but
force
I
to
mean,
do
I
that,
think
but
that-
I would say have a conversation also at the board meeting with.
Yeah,
I feel like
I've
we
gone
left
to all.
that
I've gone to-
meeting. I feel like we left that meeting with giving lots of recommendations to possibilities for feeding the cars in a different way into the buildings, but I don't know where that's going to end up on the school side. We can work with the county with traffic control and making sure the lights are replaced and doing what we have to do on our end when they do that speed study to ensure that if a speed reduction
The
is
speed
coming.
reduction's a no-brainer. It's
I
not,
know.
it's really, I mean, both of
Yes,
those
but
roads
we
are
can't
lower.
do that. We have to, there's a process for it. And I'll be the first to say that the wheels of justice turn really slow, and we're trying to get them moving as quickly as possible. And that meeting that we had was the first step, and we are ensuring that those lights are going to be replaced, and we're working with the county to get everything done that I think people are hoping to see.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Good evening, Mike Kleisler, 2456 Hooper Avenue. referenced the Complete Street program. I'd just like to know where I could research a little bit more on that. And the question I have immediately is the connection, the nexus between county and municipal roads. Is this specific to municipal roads only? Because I have a lot of issues with the county roads, and I have a lot of mixed opinion about the communications that exist between the government of Brick to that of the county road department that I have no faith in. I have total faith in our township road department, but not the county. I think of two roadways, if you're gonna go about making improvements. One, I would say I would start with your police department and ask every patrol and briefing when they go out on their patrol day and night throughout the year. Look for roadways and report back, and they should have to do that at the end of their patrol, and then it gets compiled and it goes into some kind of a map basis back to you guys so you can look through it and kind of gauge and see what's happening. If we should all be familiar with what I'm about to describe. There's lanes that go to nowhere, just like the old Talking Heads song, Road to Nowhere. Well, right by the White Castle, Hooper Avenue, it merges as you come from Ocean First to the south side of Hooper, and it goes nowhere. I'd love to see an impact study on accidents that are caused there. And then the other one is the roadway that bisects Burger King and Taco Bell. As you go out to Brick Boulevard to exit, you can only make a right. It's an intersection for pedestrians, and there's 2 lanes, and no one's making a right. Now, go back to the government, county and town, and I know both roads are county, so I'm gonna take the onus away from the town for a minute. And to think of how many government vehicles travel those sectors and no one reports it to their supervisor tells me we're not doing more than our job. We're just doing what's expected. So go back again to your patrols, ask them to go navigate the roadways. At the end of the shift, document, send it up, and whatever this program is I'm gonna read up on will allow us to make positive change instead of just using other people's money, taxpayers, for maybe a sidewalk, maybe this, maybe that. That's not good enough, okay? That's not good enough. I'm wearing blue and gray because we're divided town. I don't know. You guys are on the other side. I get to hear what you don't hear, and the sentiment is very mixed and heavy toward the negativity, which we all have to get away from. I email often, not that often, a couple times a year, the mayor's office. Just did it again this week. There's rumors floating around, and I don't know if I can address that, but if I can, I'm gonna now turn. It's the potential of the municipal Saturdays closing on the recycling center. And if that's the case, I'd like to have that quelled. Either it is or it isn't, and if it is, what is the reason? If it's fiscal, let us, the taxpayers, know what that costs us to operate daily, because in my Sunday evening email to the mayor's office, which was opened but hasn't been replied to, I offered a solution, and that would be keep it open with explanation, keep it open on Saturdays, because many people don't have the time throughout the week without burning hours or taking off from work, losing pay, to get there during the weekday. Mondays stay open because that's a lot of people have trash. If they can make it on those days because they have a schedule that allows them to do so, great. But people need Saturday. If we start to do that, we're gonna have a problem with it getting stuffed in the weekly pickup, and that's not good because the garbage driver's gonna reject that can, and now it sits out, and now it becomes a problem. That can lead to property damage, all kinds of issues, quality of life related. And then maybe consider closing during the week, a Tuesday or a Wednesday, and maybe having a swing shift where workers, a skeleton crew, and they start later and they close later, 11 to 7, whatever, but show some love and some respect for the people that work hard for the taxes. And just like you said earlier, yes, we pay taxes. Mayor, yes, we pay taxes. You were, and throwing it out, not as mockery, but know your audience. We're all hardworking people. We don't want to lose services. And if you're going to have to shut it, show us the numbers, what it costs to operate on a Saturday. And then if you're looking to save money, I would say look to your overtime reports with the police department, specifically construction, and maybe consider starting a construction unit like the state police has, where guys are regular hours, regular pay, not being paid overtime shifts that exceed $1,000 a shift, and watch how much money you save. And when you do that and you start to crunch those real numbers, you'll see there's no need to close that Saturday operation. Put those construction unit, put the police officers in that, 15, 20 members. They're a squad. They handle all the construction throughout the town at a straight fee, and we're saving maybe $1 million or more annually, and no one's losing a job.
Thank you for your input, Mike. Anyone else, excuse me, anyone else from the public? Yes, sir.
Thank you. My name is Anthony Parziel. I live on Lanes Mill Road as well. And I just want to mirror what he just said regarding the dump. As someone who drove over there on Saturday with a pickup truck full of brush, and then having to leave it in my truck all weekend, it was a little disconcerting. You know, I had a similar idea. You know, I mean, if you're going to close it, I understand if it's a financial thing, that just is what it is. And, you know, but why close it on the Saturday when most people are off and doing yard work or doing whatever, cleanup work, any of that kind of stuff around their house, when you could close it during the week and, or less people are using it. I mean, I don't know if there needs to be a study about how many people use it on the weekend versus the week, but I mean, I think it's pretty, on the days that I have gone over there in the week, it's always been lighter than on the Saturday. I just have one other comment regarding the Complete Streets initiative. As a licensed landscape architect in the state, I've worked on a lot of transit and downtown improvement projects, some of them utilizing Complete Streets processes and requirements. And I mean, I think it's great that we're looking into that and that we're approving it. It definitely is, on the projects I've worked on, it's definitely made a huge positive outcome for those communities. So thank you for voting that yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else from the public who'd like to come up? Yes, sir.
So I just wanted to bring up about the flock cameras that have been put up around town and say my piece about what they've done and what I believe is wrong with them. Flock, Axon, and all AI surveillance cameras are known to be abused by law enforcement and the federal government to track their wives, husbands, exes, girlfriens, boyfriends. 24 officers have been arrested at least so far, and many more not caught yet, and some may never be. It's basically stalking, like Police Chief Lee Nygaard, who tracked his ex and her new boyfriend 228 times in just 4 months using 8 LPRs. Sources Yahoo, ACLU, New York Times. A woman in Denver was harassed by an officer because of a package she didn't steal, but flock evidence made him, quote, "I'm 100% sure," so she was charged, and it took weeks and her own video evidence to prove otherwise. Source, the Colorado Sun. Hugo Parra from San Diego was wrongly jailed for nearly a month before charges were dropped. This happened because of a technical glitch of the AI reading the wrong plate number, despite his cell phone data and a different flock camera pointing to evidence he was 5 miles away. Source, Times of San Diego. What happened to innocent until proven guilty in this country? They are accessed by out-of-state federal agencies without the permission of the county or city which they are contracted with constantly, and there have been instances where nationwide search settings were turned on by flock and not by the city by default or by updates. Source, OregonLive.com. Police and federal agencies are known to use flock to track protesters and activists across the country's audits reveal. Source, Electronic Frontier Foundation. Johnson County Sheriff's Office in Texas used 83,000 cameras to track a woman who left the state for an abortion across multiple state lines, and it is legal to do so in states like Washington or Illinois and legally protected. Source, Electronic Frontier Foundation and 404 Media. Or in cities like Woodburn, Oregon, from May 9th to June 23rd, 209 searches were done by ICE before the state realized ICE had bypassed state sanctuary laws. Source, Woodburn Independent. Even after Denver was assured flock had no federal government association, but then an ACLU audit revealed it was used for over 1,400 searches federally before they canceled. Source, the Colorado Sun, ACLU. Whether you support ICE or dislike them, we can all agree the dishonesty by big companies and our government with the skirting of state and federal laws is unacceptable and unconstitutional. After many cities learned the massive downsides of this technology and misuse by federal agencies and their officers, they terminated contracts, such as the city of Evanston, Illinois. Flock used them illegally against Illinois state law to relay information to ICE and Homeland Security. Source, Evanston Now publication. So they canceled Flock and had to put bags over them because Flock wouldn't take them down until threatened by legal action from the city. Even still, in some instances, while they took some cameras down, they reinstalled them illegally afterwards. Source, Evanston Roundtable. Some cities had taken them down, and others had 2 new ones added that weren't even contracted by the city. Flock cameras, even after cancellation, they remain active, like in Cambridge, Massachusetts, and Eugene, Oregon. Source, The Record Media. The newest edition of unconstitutional devices, in combination with the defense contractor called Leonardo, they add signal trace that not only reads license plates and videos every car going down the road, but it also pings off our cell phone's Bluetooth and collects our personal data to give them a digital fingerprint of every person in the car, not just the driver, even the dog's microchips. Source, military.com. A ton of their license plate readers are equipped with audio recording devices as well. Source, Flock Safety. Independent audits and criminological reviews shows it cannot find a link between the cameras going in and crime rates dropping. Even in cities where it dropped initially, it returned or increased shortly thereafter. Source, Electronic Frontier Foundation and BerkeleySide.org. We did not vote for these cameras, and most importantly, it violates the Fourth Amendment's privacy rights. And these days, cops are arresting people for Facebook posts across the country and at city council meetings for speaking out against AI data centers and Flock cameras. The First Amendment is slipping out of our hands as we speak, so we can't drop the Fourth Amendment more than ever. People quote safety as a reason for all the violations and the children's safety, but I believe children shouldn't have a government surveillance-based society, instead like one we all grew up with. Neither did our founding fathers. I think Benjamin Franklin said it best. Those who would give up essential liberty to purchase temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety, because he understood that they will never stop violating your liberty there, and the Constitution is not optional in this country. If we don't act now, we'll be heading towards a digital police state we will never come back from. No American looks at authoritarianism and government surveillance in China or the UK and says we should do that too. We the people have to stand up against the tyranny our forefathers warned us about in the Constitution before it's too late. Oh, that's my speech. That's everything. Right on time.
Yeah, look at that. Very well timed. Well done.
Yeah, I tried.
We just didn't get your name.
Ryan Hughes.
Ryan Hughes, for the
Corshire.
record. Thank you.
Have a great night, everyone.
Thank you. You too, Ryan. Well done. Anyone else from public? Yes, Mr. Finelli. We need a strong closer. I appreciate your transparency.
Is it true that if we pay our third quarter taxes tomorrow on Kelly Napolitano Day, we get a 10% discount? That's for everybody else. No, 25%? Come on, I read it on Facebook. It has to be true. No? Okay. I thought that would be a good idea. In the last couple of meetings, some I've been to, some I haven't, I heard comments from council members that they only got this information 2 hours before the meeting or 4 hours before the meeting. And it comes across as people are not getting the information they need to do their job. So my first question is, when do council members get their agenda with all the backup information?
The council packages go out on Friday afternoon.
Say again?
Friday afternoon.
Friday afternoon. They get
Yes.
the agenda with all the backup information?
Yes.
And when does the public get the information?
Well, it's posted on the website on Friday as well.
Friday, or
Yeah.
it's normally not online till like Sunday night?
Mm. Yeah, usually the gentleman who does that isn't working on Sunday. He's usually here on Fridays.
Okay.
Oh, maybe last week.
So when
maybe
somebody
last
says,
week he wasn't here.
when somebody says, I didn't get this information till 2 hours before the meeting, it's additional information that they requested or needed?
Yeah, I think there was a question that was asked via email, and then the answer came through.
Okay.
as if if I understand that
But
scenario.
again, it sounds like people are not getting the information they need for the meeting. And the question that never gets asked, which I would ask, if that comment came out, would, well, when did you ask for it? So maybe when somebody says, I didn't get it till 2 hours before the meeting, somebody could say, well, when did you ask for it? Because if you asked for it 4 hours before the meeting, maybe
When
shouldn't
you
shouldn't be
Mr.
coming
Finelli,
across
I'd
that
like
way.
to
when you
address
don't
that,
know
please.
that this change is coming, and all of a sudden they're saying to you, we're voting on this, and we get it 2 hours before, 3 hours before the meeting. That's what happened. We
I'd
had
like
no
to-
idea what was going on. We got handed this information 2 to 3 hours before the meeting, and that's why we asked to table it.
So what you're
I'd
saying
like
is
to-
that item was not on the agenda?
No, it was not. It was added to the agenda after the fact.
I'd
No,
like
wait,
to-
wait,
I'd
hold
like
on
to
a second,
speak.
hold on a second. It was on the agenda. We're talking about complete streets? Are you referencing complete streets, which was tabled last meeting?
Yeah. That was the one, that was one of the ones where the comment was, I only got this
Yes.
information
And
2 hours
that comment was
before.
made by me, Mr. Finelli, and I'll tell you what the circumstances. So, as stated, we get the packet. It's quite lengthy. There's a tremendous amount of information in there that needs to be reviewed. And upon reviewing, questions ensue. So what typically happens for me is I submit my questions to Ms. Bergen and get responses, usually very timely. In this particular case, I submitted questions specific to Complete Streets on Monday morning, and I did not get a response in this specific case until shortly before our meeting, which is why I asked to table the discussion, because I did not have ample time to ask additional questions once that information was received.
Okay. Well,
Thank you.
that clarifies some of it, but I still have a question of, right now I'm hearing, yes, it was on the agenda, and no, it wasn't on the agenda. People have a problem if you can't all agree on what's on the agenda.
It was on the agenda,
Okay.
right? We can all agree on that?
Without explanation.
Yeah.
It was on the agenda without explanation. That's why Lisa had additional questions on it.
Well, the backup was there, the supportive.
That's happened before also.
So when we receive the packet, there's backup material associated with it.
Right. That we as the public don't get.
It's online, isn't it?
That's on the website.
Some of it is, some of it is not. Okay, well, I'm just saying that it sounds like you're not getting the information you need to do the job, and if you are getting the information, then you shouldn't be saying that. If you're not getting the information, then you got a problem you need to fix. That's all. Just one more comment, no, two more comments. The gentleman from Jackson here that was talking about your meetings and how good they are, I've said it in the past that one step beyond that is you allow dialogue, and you allow pain in the asses like me to come up here and talk. So that's really good, and I'm glad he appreciates the fact that we do this. Just one comment on your letter that you sent out about flood insurance. I don't know how familiar you are with that. I live on the water at the end of Drum Point Road, right? And I've always tell people get flood insurance because it's cheap. Well, it used to be cheap, right? Now, I lived there 28 years. I never put a claim in, even when the whole neighborhood was flooded with Sandy. My house is the highest one there. I had no damage. I got away lucky, da-da-da. In the last 4 years, they've yeah, I took all the pictures for when I sell. But in the last 4 years, my flood insurance premiums have gone up 16% a year. So it went from $500 to over $1,000. I mean, if you do the math, that's going to be every 6 years, it's going to double. So we're kind of in a catch-22 right now, because if all those people get flood insurance and they get flooded, they're going to keep raising it because they haven't been paying into, for years like I have. And if they don't get the flood insurance, they're just going to keep raising us. And I think we're paying for the rest of the country, right? We're paying for Florida and other places. So if you have any dialogue with anybody from FEMA, say, whoa, cut us a break, right? And I think that's it.
Thank you, Mr. Finelli. Thank you.
Your meetings are way better than everybody else's. All you got to do is read the newspaper. We're not Jackson, we're not Lakewood, we're not Toms River, we're Brick.
That's
And
right.
having dialogue is a big thing. Thank you.
You got it. We have a great thing going here in Brick.
And about the 10%.
She may still be in the hall.
Thank you. Is there anyone else from the public?
I did forget to ask you guys after I finished my speech, like, what would it take for you guys to consider canceling your contract with Flock? And when did we sign it? Just that. Is there
So in terms of
anything,
the
like a petition I might be able to get
operational,
Yeah, that would be a discussion with the police department. That
So
would
you
be
guys
after-
have nothing you
That would have to be a
approve it?
discussion with the police department, yeah, that's,
Right,
they-
so would a
yeah.
petition help? Like, what is something that I could do as a resident that could help get this moved along in any type of way?
Well, if you want to leave me your contact information, I could arrange a discussion with someone from the police department that would
I'd
talk
love
with you
that,
more
yeah,
about the
yeah.
flock cameras, okay?
How do I give you my information?
Come on over.
Okay.
excellent. Progress in motion.
What do you need exactly?
All right, while they converse, is there anyone else from public who'd like to come up? Yes, Mr. Bacon.
Yeah, that's EF, right? Phone number?
Good evening. My name is Charles Bacon. First, Ms. Paxton, congratulations, and thank you for your help over many years about grants and applications and filling me in and all the great work you did for the township. So hope you have a wonderful retirement. We're going to be missed. On Saturday, July 11th, started off as kind of a normal day for me. Loaded up my car and headed to the Public Works to drop off a few things. What ended up since then was a social media explosion focused on layoffs, workers losing extra money, a possible referendum, hiring new people to Public Works, and closing Public Works on Saturday. And it's been discussed a couple times here. The financial problems didn't start in July of 2026. Let's roll back the clocks a little bit when the public union contracts were up, and contracts were signed in December of 22. 4 of those contracts in year 1 were 6%, and the other union was 5%. Well-deserved. At the time, cost of living was up, inflation was up. Now let's set the tone. The 2023 budget comes up. The council and the mayor decided to pass a zero tax increase. None of us in this room want any tax increases. However, we do understand running a government entity costs money, and the cost is going up every year. I've reviewed municipal budgets over the years, and I've talked to chief financial officers. And given those increases of those contracts in year 1, you needed probably a minimum of a 2% increase. By not taking a 2% increase that year, you got to do a catch-up on that. And what that means is if you got a 6% increase going across the first year of those contracts, you got to absorb that in the back 3 years of those contracts. It's simple math. So when I looked at that and I kind of studied it, and I said, well, why did you do that? There's only 2 binary solutions here. It was a political year, campaign year, or incompetence. And if I recall, that year, Councilman Ambrosino, I believe you were the chair of that committee. And that's something you can discuss after this meeting with me if you like. Now, what happened on Saturday on the 11th, and I spent a lot of time in the public works, social media, talking to countless people in this town, and I listened to a lot of things, even coming up tonight, and they're all good recommendations. All right? So if we're looking at financial issues and cuts, I brought a copy of the Brick Pride. This is an official publication of this township. I've spoke multiple times about issues in this town, whether it's about people breaking into homes, stealing cars, or going through red lights or reckless driving. And I've asked this council and mayor to put something in this paper that was based on a public service announcement. We've spent most of this meeting discussing issues on our streets, which I find kind of intriguing. You never acted on any of those things I brought up. I did a day in the life of what I do when I drive through this. I talked about the left-hand turn on Wawa countless times in this meeting. So that's something you might want to consider. What is the cost of this paper? If we're going to start laying off people. Now comes the questions. Are there any department reviews going on right now to reduce costs in this town? How many people have been hired in the public works this year? Did they replace people that were retiring? If not, what is their salaries and responsibilities? How many people have been fired, furloughed, or lost pay because of Saturday closures? Interesting thing. At the administration level, are there any discussions going on about a referendum this year to privatize the public works? And I'll be intrigued if there's not, because I've heard it all over Brick. So that one you'll have to explain. How much money is being saved by opening one Saturday, the busiest day for public works? And what's the savings on there? Has any grievance been filed by the union? If it's okay, I'd like to continue. I got 2 more sentences. Was any notification given to the residents about the changes to the public works? Kind of an interesting statement that came up tonight. Well, if you went there, you'd be amazed at how many people drove by there with full trucks, cars, and everything else, had no idea other than a small sign mounted on those gates. So I would say notification wasn't given. And in closing, I find it interesting, the Public Works Department, some of the lowest paid workers in town are taking the brunt of the cuts. And that continues my comments, concludes them for tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bacon. Is there anyone else from public? Yes, sir.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. My name is Jeff Leno. I live at 703 Barbary Drive. I reside with my daughter and Courtney and my wife Sharon. Brick has helped me many times for assistance with my wife's disability. I appreciate that. But what bothers me a lot is I served this country 42 years in the Army and Navy, retired. At the same time, I served 38 years in the Defense Department, North American sector. At the same time, 20 years with the defense contractors. 3 jobs, 18 hours a day, 48 years. I was blessed. I came back home. A lot of my friends didn't make it back. Now I find out that Brick is a sanctuary city. That's what I read a while back. The mayor decided to make this a sanctuary city.
I don't think that's accurate.
I think you could say unequivocally that it's not accurate. Just like the great Mr. Finelli says, it's on Facebook, it must be true.
They had that in the papers.
We passed a resolution, actually, when Mayor Ducey was still here, stating that Brick Township would not be a sanctuary city.
What's your policy on it, ma'am?
I think so.
Mayor?
Yeah.
We follow that resolution that we passed. It remains on the books.
Not a sanctuary city.
Correct.
Thank you. That was about a year ago. It was in the newspapers and everything. People were talking about it. It's the first time I had a chance to come up here and see it. I appreciate it very much because this country is being torn apart by sanctuary cities. Please don't ever make a decision to make this a sanctuary city. Thank you very much, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Anyone else from public? Seeing none, close public. Moving on to council administration comments, starting with Mr. Starkey.
I have nothing tonight other than to congratulate Tara Paxton on her retirement. As the town's attorney for a number of years, Tara's been essential to my work, and she's always there, always picks up the phone, and always has
Agreed. Thank you. Mayor Crate.
Yes, thank you. I have a few things. First, I know you said this was your first time coming out to a meeting. I'm very available. If you call my office or email me, I'm the one that gives you the call back. So if you can't make it to a meeting, you can always call my office if you have questions, okay?
Yes, ma'am, I'm very busy.
I figure.
75 years old, I received a call from the Defense Department to go back active duty.
Oh, my goodness. Well, God bless.
I turned it down.
Yeah, well, it's time for you to live, right? And go enjoy your life, right?
I try my best, and Brick is a very good city, but a lot of people have to understand. There's people traveling back and forth all over the cities going to work, and there's only a couple roads out here, main roads.
Well, we're always here, so you're welcome to reach out. So thank you. You got it. I also would like to mention at our very first Summerfest on July 2nd, we had the unveiling of our inaugural community mural. It was worked on by about 20 different people throughout town. We worked on it for about 8 weeks. People came out, they volunteered. We had different people each week working on that mural. We were really super proud to unveil that at our very first Summerfest. And if you have not been to Windward yet to see it, I invite you down to see it. It is on display there, right to the left of our stage, and it is a greetings from Windward Beach. It's quite lovely, and I want to thank our community canvas group that came together to create that mural and all the volunteers that came out to work on that mural as well. It's quite beautiful. So thank you to everyone who participated in that. I want to thank first everyone for voting yes on the Complete Streets and Vision Zero initiatives. This is our chance to plan now for the future. As I stated earlier in another comment section with a resident, the wheels of justice turn slowly, and so do the wheels of government. And to get the ball rolling on these objectives that we have for making our streets safer for not only our motorists, I understand. I have 4 people in my family, we all have cars. America is a car-driving country. I get that. And we have a lot of people who not only drive in Brick Township, but all of the surrounding areas pass through Brick. So we've got a lot of traffic. Understood. But we also have a lot of pedestrians. And we also have a lot of people riding their bikes. And we also have a lot of people riding their scooters. And we also have a lot of handicapped people who either use motorized wheelchairs or don't have the quick pace to get across the street or get down the street. And it's very dangerous for them to travel. And we also have people who take public transit. We have a lot of bus stops here in this town. So to meet the needs of all of those people, passing this, both of these things has really given us a leg up in future grants that we'll be able to obtain. And the reason that it's important for us to do this now is because it allows us to plan for the future for grant monies that we may receive, but also to budget for grant monies that we have to match. Because it's great to get a grant, but when matching funds are needed, we need to budget for that as well. So this is not a quick fix, but it's a start. And it's a chance for us to start moving in the right direction. And we are very excited that the hopefulness that the county is also on this path, because as you know, most of our roads that we have the most difficulty with are our county roads, followed by the state roads. So we look forward to moving forward with these objectives, and I want to thank everyone for voting yes, and I also want to thank Tara because you spent the time to educate everyone on precisely what it means to have Complete Streets and Vision Zero as one of our goals and policies here in Brick Township. So thank you for that. I did want to clarify, I know there's a lot of talk of, did I get the information in time? Did I send it too late when I was asked a question? And I do want to clarify, the email was sent on a Monday. I thought it was around 1 o'clock. I did not see it on Monday. And Tuesday of the council meeting was the garden tour. And so I had something before the garden tour, and then I was at the garden tour for a good 4 or 5 hours, and I answered that email as soon as I saw it. But to avoid this in the future, and I'm just going to put it out here now for all of my council members, we all have each other's phone numbers, And I've never had a problem reaching out, texting, are you coming to this? You know, if I'm at a ribbon cutting or if I'm at I say ribbon cutting, but, or whatever. If I'm at an event, pick up brick, whatever, hey, is anybody coming to this? I'll try to check in. Not every time, but I have checked in with each and every one of you at least once via text. I would just say if there is something on the agenda that you see Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, I know Joanne is excellent at getting back to you. I'm not as great. I realize I'm not as quick because I'm usually out doing something and I don't see my emails all the time. If you could shoot me a text or call me, and if it's not something that is pressing that has to be voted on at that council meeting, I would ask Council President to pull it from the agenda so that we can have two extra weeks to talk about it. I have no problem doing that. I want everyone to have the information before they vote. I'm not trying to slip anything by anyone. I feel like I've had good communication with all of you up here. Regardless of Democrat, Republican, it doesn't matter to me. We're all wanting the best for Brick, and I want to work with all of you to do that. So I hope you see that, and I'm offering that to everyone. If you see something on that agenda that isn't satisfactorily answered and it's not of time is the essence, then we can have that discussion about maybe pulling it from the agenda so that you can become better educated. Because I had no problem after the fact setting up the meeting with Tara, setting up the meeting with the individuals who could give the information that you all wanted to get. And I'd be willing to do that again. So just I'm putting that out there. We had people asking questions about our Public Works and about our recycling center at Public Works, and I would like to address that. I answered a lot of emails today, and I did make a lot of phone calls today for people who called, and I had some nice conversations with our residents regarding the Public Works recycling center being open once a month from now and for the remainder of the year. On Saturdays, I'm sorry. I just said that totally wrong. It's closed, but only open all week. Sorry, open Monday through Friday, and then one Saturday a month. I think I got it right that time. I want to be clear. I know it sounds, I'm not on social media, so I couldn't tell you what's being said out there, but I know that the impression that I'm getting for all of the conversations that I've been having is that we made this rash decision and we decided that we were going to close the recycling center 3 times a month, and we didn't have any thought put behind it, and that there was no conversation, and that Public Works is being targeted, and that is not the case at all. We have been having discussions over the last several weeks based off of our desire and need to continue to be fiscally responsible. And that is something that I feel that we have been able to do for the last 14 years since Mayor Ducey took office, and I became a council person in 2016. It's something we take seriously, and when we look at our budgets and we see the continued exponential rise of gas, of electric, of everyday needs that have to be met within within the township, including the cost of mailing, the cost of copying services, the cost of getting paper. All of these things have gone up. And having spoken with residents, it's not just here in the township, you know, your whole daily life has changed. People are taking less vacations. People don't drive as far. We're taking into account all of the costs that we're going to be seeing in the next 6 months, and even those that we may not see, because we don't know. You don't know what you don't know. You don't know how high gas is going to get. You don't know what the electric company is going to do, right? So we take that seriously, and what we decided to do is we sat down with each and every department head, every single department head. Public Works obviously was one of them. Our tax office, our land use, our seniors, every single office we sat down with, and we said in a serious conversation, we want you to take a look at your budget. We want you to take a look at your operating budget, and we want you to take a look at what you've asked for outside of your operating budget within our, I don't know, I'm drawing a blank over here. No, that's all right. Capital budget, thank you. I don't know why capital just went right out of my head. And we want you to tell us from the capital budget, what is it that you don't have to have this year? These aren't the needs we're looking at, they're the wants, okay? And each department head did a great job, and they said, you know what, I think we definitely need this, but we can do without that. And so we were able to cut some money out of our capital budget, knowing that we want to head into 2027 strong. The second thing that we talked about was our operating budget and what can you do with your operating budget. So the ask was 10% from now until the end of the year. What within your operating budget can we reduce by 10%? And every single department head sat down at that table, had the conversation with Joanne, and we wanted their input. It wasn't us sitting in administration saying, we're going to cut this, 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 and this. We're not in those departments. We don't know, Joanne likely does, but I don't know every single nuance of every single thing that happens within those departments and what would be the acceptable thing to cut within those operating budgets. So we wanted everyone's assistance with this. And every single department came back. PD, EMS, land use, every single department came back with their 10% cut that they knew they could live with. And Public Works was asked to do the same. Public Works, after looking at everything, decided that closing the recycling center for 3 Saturdays a month would be the best way to come in at their 10%. And the reason for that is it's twofold. First of all, when we're looking at these reductions of 10%, we're looking at safety first, because that is our priority. So we don't want to cut anything that would cause anyone to be unsafe. So when Public Works looked at their operating budget, we didn't want to cut things like repair parts or anything having to do with vehicle maintenance, because Public Works is in charge of all vehicles here in the township. It's not just the garbage trucks and the pickup trucks and the loaders. They are in charge of our police department vehicles. They're in charge of all of the vehicles that our township employees drive to do inspections or to do code enforcement. Our EMS, our ambulances, that is a safety issue. And so looking at that part of the budget was really not an option for them, because we need to make sure that our vehicles are safe for everyone, not just the people driving them, but for everyone that surrounds us on the roadway. So after reviewing all of their options, the reason that the recycling center was settled on was because there are other options for our residents. Closing the recycling center and only having it open 1 Saturday a month does not mean that our residents have no other choice for dropping off their brush or dropping off their stuff they're getting rid of, bulk materials. The county is always open on Saturdays. They're open for more hours than we are, and they accept more items than we do at Brick Township. And if you live on the south side of town, it's actually closer and takes you about 3 minutes less to drive there than it does to get to the hill. So we took that into consideration. Secondly, what we took into consideration was we need to start tracking better who is actually dropping items at our recycling center. Because having had phone calls with other residents who have had complaints about they're insistent that they're Brick residents, it's more than Brick residents dropping off those items, that's an issue that we want to start monitoring better. And then third, all of those items that get dropped off, we have to pay to get rid of. So our tipping fees have gone up, again, exponentially over the last 2 or 3 years. And so all of those items that get brought eventually have to end up, for the most part, in the landfill, not the brush and things like that, but end up in the landfill that we as Brick Township residents have to pay for, right? And the idea of looking at how much is being dropped off at the recycling center, who's dropping it off, I think that we're going to look at that a little closer as well. So those were all of the things that went into that decision, and knowing that if we had to close the hill, as we call it, the hill, and reduce it to 1 Saturday a month, that it didn't close all options off for our residents. You still have the opportunity to go to the Ocean County. And we're very lucky in Brick. We're very close to the Northern Ocean County Recycling Center. So I wanted to cover that. And also, I just want to point out, I did note to a resident today, and I don't think a lot of people realize that this code actually exists. It's Chapter 390 for solid waste, 390-53.1 for the Township Drop-Off Center.
residents are actually limited to 12 drop-offs per year. So it's 12 drop-offs per year, and it's also 12 bulk pickups per year. So a total of 24 times, 24 options, 24 different times that the BRIC will help you get rid of your items. And then the county is here as well to help you. So that's the thinking that went into it. It wasn't a rash decision. There was a lot of conversation that went around what would be best for the township, what would be best for everyone. And I know that Mr. Bacon brought up laying people off and a referendum and cutting services. That is not our intent. It's not our intent. We do not have we're not planning on doing a referendum. We are not planning on laying anyone off. That is not part of our plan. Our plan is to work with our employees to make sure that we can still continue to provide services for the public while employing every single person that is here. And we're doing other things as well to cut costs, but I think that's a pretty good explanation for now, and I've yammered on enough. So I appreciate the time. Did I cover it all? Got it all? And just to have it on the record, our recycling center will be open on Saturday, September, I don't have August on here. Whatever the first Saturday of August is, sorry. First. It's the first. Yeah, Saturday, August 1st, Saturday, September 5th, Saturday, October 3rd, Saturday, November 7th, and Saturday, December 5th, to be revisited in the new year. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Bergen.
I just want to give kudos and thanks to Tara and, of course, Kelly Napolitano as well, who left. Two wonderful people who leave a legacy. You leave a true legacy of service to this township, and the things that you're putting in your rearview mirror, it's beyond impressive. And the same for Kelly. So thank you for honoring them, and thank you for staying through the meeting, Tara.
Thank you. Madam Clerk.
Yes, I also want to congratulate Tara and Kelly on their much-deserved retirement. I have enjoyed working with them for many years, and I'm going to miss them, but I know that I'll be still seeing them. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you. Madam Secretary.
No, thank you.
Councilman Albanese.
Yeah, I just want to congratulate Carmella, Kelly, and Tara on their wonderful achievements.
Thank you. Councilman Albanese.
That was him.
That was me.
A comment so nice, I wanted it twice.
He just has better hair.
I do have better hair.
Sorry, Councilman Minikino.
Thank you for everybody. Congratulations, everybody who was recognized today, 3 folks. Mayor, thank you for your comments and your clarity on that. I appreciate it. And Jeff, was it Jeff? Thank you for your service. I appreciate it very much. Coming from a military family, I appreciate it. It's invaluable, okay? Thank you very much. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman Reyna.
Yes, congratulations to our retirees. I did want to make some comments around my vote to support the adoption of Complete Streets and Vision Zero. Some of it will repeat some information you heard here this evening, and I'm not quite sure whether I should be insulted or perhaps flattered by all of the comments made prior to the vote. So I will say that I consider myself to be an incredibly reasonable person, but I will always, and I would think you know this about me by now, after 6 or 7 months, that I will ask questions, I will seek the information that I need to feel fully informed and make an informed decision. And that's what I was simply trying to do by asking for additional time for the vote. So again, very much appreciate the additional time for review. I've spent considerable time performing my due diligence. This includes meeting with the mayor and Tara, subject matter experts, neighboring communities, our county administrator, and commissioners. I have extensively reviewed many documents and outcomes, as well as BRIC's policy and checklist. There is compelling data and evidence that adoption of these policies decrease accidents, fatalities, and serious injuries. That is our goal. Furthermore, adoption increases by 20% opportunity to receive funding in a highly competitive environment. My yes is a vote to pursue those grants that make sense for our community and increase safety on our roads. My yes is not for bike lanes on every road in Brick, or surveillance on any cookie-cutter plans for our community. It is a yes simply to allow Brick Township a competitive edge for funding for grants that meet and serve our unique needs and make our roads safer. This is not a mandate or an ordinance that requires us to do anything. That's been said previously this evening. This also does not change my or any council member's ability to vote no on resolutions to submit grant applications for large grant funding through state or federal dollars. My ability and all of our ability to vote no is unchanged for council resolutions to bring any funding into the budget, no matter the size. I can and will vote no to grants and funding with unwanted language, unintended consequences, requirements or strings attached that don't make sense or fail to serve the unique needs of our community. What's right for Point Pleasant, Bay Head, or Red Bank is not right for Brick. Brick Township and only Brick Township gets to decide what is right for our community to make our roads safer. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Cohen.
First, I want to congratulate Tara on making it to the end. You've been amazing, not just in the 7 months that I've been on council, but the 2 years prior to that I was standing in a hallway picking your brain for an hour after our meeting. You're going to be sorely missed because you are one of the most hardworking people that I think this town has ever had. It's absolutely incredible the amount of energy you have and patience in trying to explain these things to us. And I want to congratulate Kelly also on her retirement. As far as the safe streets go, I was very hesitant. The Vision Zero initiative makes perfect sense to me. Of course, we want to keep our residents safe. And the Complete Streets program, I spent a lot of time speaking with Councilwoman Reyna, who convinced me that a yes vote on this was the way to go based upon her comments. I know that we voted correctly. I want everyone in this room to hear this clearly, because the time for polite politics, tap dancing is over. Brick Township is in a financial mess, and it didn't fall out of the sky. It was created right here by the people who insisted loudly that this was a good budget. Mayor Crace said this was a good budget. Councilman Ambrosino insisted this was a good budget. Every Democrat on this council said it was a good budget. Derek defended it, he sold it, and he attacked Councilwoman Reyna, Councilman Albanese, and myself numerous times when we dared to question it. Look at what our good budget has done to this town. The dump is now closing 3 Saturdays a month. Something that Brick has never done. This is going to mean slower services and frustrated residents. Every department has been ordered to slash 10% because the numbers don't work and the money simply isn't there. This is not a good budget. This is Mayor Crate and the Democrats on the Finance Committee on the council's failure. It was obvious from day one. And I'll say this directly because the residents deserve honesty. The Republicans on this council were the only ones who saw through it. We were the ones who asked the tough questions. We were the ones who voted no, not to be political, but because the math didn't add up and the warning signs were flashing like a fire alarm. I asked repeatedly a simple question. Why were department heads asking for more money when they came in under budget last year? Not one Democrat could answer it. Not Derek, not Mayor Crate, nobody. I will keep speaking up, I will keep asking hard questions, and I will keep fighting for the taxpayers of Brick because they deserve leadership that respects their money, respects their trust, and respects the values that make us Brick strong. I will keep speaking up. Mr. Council President, by our next meeting, I demand a full and transparent plan from you, the mayor, Councilman Ambrosino, who chairs the Finance Committee, on which not a single Republican is allowed to sit. What specifically are your plans to fix this budget deficit and keep our town solvent moving forward without forcing a referendum on our taxpayers and without cutting services? Thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman Travers.
I just want to thank Kelly and Tara for all your years of hard service, and congratulations on your retirement.
Thank you. Council Vice President Ambrosino.
Thank you, Council President. Yes, I'd also like to congratulate Tara on your tenure here. Thank you for all of the service. I think you know from the bottom of my heart the respect that I hold for you. You will be sorely missed, but I've got no doubt that the new folks that have joined the team will be able to slowly begin to fill your shoes. But I appreciate all of the partnership over these last several years. I'd also like to congratulate everybody else that was recognized tonight. And that's it. That's all I've got.
Thank you. Also, of course, I'd like to congratulate Tara and Kelly on their retirement. It has been a pleasure and an honor getting to work with you, Tara. Similar to what Mayor Craig was talking about, we rely on the expertise to keep us informed. And you have been the expert on just so many topics, guiding us in the right direction. So I just want to say thank you for that. In unrelated news, the nonprofit organization Choose Love, Celebrate Life is having a back-to-school drive from now through August 31st and is looking for donations big or small. There are participating businesses where you can drop off, but the main location, of course, is the Community Thread store at 270 Chambers Bridge Road. To learn more, please visit clclfoundation.org. As always, stay safe and have fun. The next scheduled...
Copy that.
Well done. The next scheduled public meeting will be held on Tuesday, August 18th, 2026 at 7 p.m. Can I have a motion and a second to adjourn?
Motion.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.